Hello and welcome to the flight project reflection video instructions. First step on this, this is a reflection for the flight project, which has been a big project which we've done, and now we've finished that. Now we need to think about what we've done over that process of the project. So the video reflection is due on Friday the 12th of April. This is not this Friday coming, but the one after that. So you've got plenty of time. I suggest maybe using your time at parent conferences when you're not coming in to do this process. So the first step of doing this video reflection, as with all assignments, is to read the rubric. Find out what you're being graded on before you start, because then you know what you need to do. So looking at the rubric, there's a few things that we need to do. Of course, start at level 5, 6, so you can see all the things you need to do. Don't start at level 1, 2, because there's only a smaller section that you need to do for that one. So the first part is to explain whether the results make sense in context of the problem. Would your planning be sufficient if you were to do this in real life? Are there things you'd have to consider further? Are there things that you haven't considered that you'd have to think about if you're doing it in real life? Are there some things that are unnecessary? Did we do things in the assignment that if you were to do it in real life, you wouldn't have to do, or would be pointless doing, or maybe would have more time spent? Because this was a maths project, there's probably a few things in there that I put in for the maths rather than for planning an actual world tour like this. Next thing is thinking about the learning. What things did you learn from this? And we've got lots of areas that we've learned in. It's not just the maths areas. You can think about researching skills. You can think about using the internet, some of those web tools that you might have used, currency converters and the like, flight websites, hotel websites. There's a whole bunch of different things that you've maybe been introduced to for the first time. As well as the learning, you can think about things like the spreadsheeting and all sorts of different tools that you used throughout this process. Don't just tell me what they were, but tell me how you learned from them. Tell me what you learned and what was useful to you. Next we have accuracy. So thinking about how accurate we are. So how much you can trust all the information you got. If you're doing a real life tour, if you did this in reality, would there be any differences in your information? Probably most of these will come under time or money. Okay, so think about those. How could these things change and why would they change? Okay, so that's accuracy. And then the last part is doing this again. If you were to do a flight project like this, if you were to do a real life tour, if you're going to do this in real life or you're going to do another assignment similar to this, how would you spend your time? How would you go about doing this? What did you learn from this assignment that you'd put into place for next time? What did you learn from the assignment that you'd be useful for other assignments? You've got another 6 or so years of school left, and also university and other education. So what other skills did you learn from this assignment, which was a big month-long assignment, that you could apply to other large time assignments like this? After that, we have the second step. Second step for me is to make a sort of notes or a script for this. I've got mine here, which you probably see me looking down to the left a little bit. Give them to guide you, because it's not easy to talk. Currently I've gone for nearly 4 minutes. It's not easy to talk for 4 minutes. So make a script, get an idea of what you're going to do. When you come around to recording it, make sure that you've got somewhere nice and quiet. You'll probably recognise where I am. It's a nice quiet place, there's no one else around. Sometimes you can feel a bit nervous talking out loud to yourself, pretty much. So find somewhere nice and quiet where you can be a bit private and no one's going to interrupt you. When you're recording it, don't worry about mistakes. I've made a few stumbles and errors. I've muddled my words up a little bit. Just carry on. It's just like a normal conversation. If you're speaking to me, you'd maybe make a mistake when you're talking. Carry on, correct it. It doesn't have to be like a news program where everything's perfect and it's all scripted and you say exactly what you say all the time. That's not important. That's not the learning we're going for here. The learning is more about what you say rather than how you say it. So focus more on that. And your assignment should probably, you'd be looking for about 4 or 5 minutes. It can be longer and of course it can be shorter, but I'd say that would be a good time, about what I've just done for now. for a good reflection where you've got in a lot of information. So keep that about as an idea in the back of your mind as a target. If you're going a lot shorter than that, then I suggest you probably think about making your script a little bit longer and having another think about some of those areas that we can do. And last step, always read the rubric, make sure you've done what you need to do. Check it before you hand it in. And you can hand it in via YouTube, you can hand it in via anywhere, you can make your videos private so only I can see them. So that would be the best way for me, but I'm open to many other ways. You could bring it in on a USB stick and just give it to me. I will be the only one watching these, so you don't need to be nervous. I'm not going to show them around to anyone, so just, it's going to be private, so good luck and enjoy the process. Bye.